Meanwhile, the Panthers provided intrigue throughout the draft because we knew they wanted a quarterback. That's no surprise. They would love to move on from Sam Darnold, notwithstanding anything that team owner David Tepper tried to sell folks on last week when he met with the media. So they negotiated with the Browns on a trade for Baker Mayfield on Friday during the draft. They were trying to work something out. My understanding is there was a huge financial gap. Charles Robinson of Yahoo reported on this. Huge financial gap between what the Panthers were willing to pay of Baker Mayfield's $18.8 million fully guaranteed salary and what the Browns were willing to pay. So much that, because at one point I thought, you know what, if it's just $1 million or $2 million, maybe Baker says, I'll eat it because I want to go to a place where I can lay the foundation for a much bigger prize in 23. So if you all are going to haggle over $1 million, I'll just drop my salary to 17.8 and let's just call it a day, right? So I can finally get out of here and get to Carolina. But it was so big that wasn't going to happen.
Well, what is Cleveland doing? Right, Mike? I mean, what's their leverage there with that play there? Like anything. Oh, you'll give us anything and we'll pay the whole thing? So what? Like, I don't understand. They're going to be – their option is pay everything and he walks away as a free agent, or pay everything and maybe you get a 6th-round pick back or something like that. There's no other options on them. I don't know. I don't understand that.
Well, they're playing the 49ers game where they think that some guy's going to roll out of bed and tear his ACL.
Yeah.
Because, look, and let's face it, yes, the Teddy Bridgewater thing happened, so it's not unprecedented, but quarterbacks are not at the same degree of physical risk that every other player is. There will be injuries. We know that. Offseason program, there'll be a popped Achilles at some point. We get to training camp in the preseason. Every day there's a long list of injuries. We get closer to the start of the regular season. You never know when a guy's going to be lost for the year. But quarterbacks, number one, are protected when they do play. They rarely play in the preseason anymore. They always have the red jersey on at practice or whatever color a team uses if their base jerseys are red. And they don't have to worry about getting injured the way that others do. So if it does happen, it truly is a freak thing. But they're waiting for that, the Browns are, as are the 49ers.
Right.
Because that's the only way that value is going to fall out of the sky for them. And, Chris, here's another reality.
Yeah.
And I look, this is how little I pay attention to other sports. When you're all football all the time, I'm sorry. I'm not interested. I haven't been interested in baseball since the Pirates lost to the Braves.
But I think I know where you're going here.
NLCS. But when Trevor Bauer
I hear you. I knew you were going to go
years,
here. Right.
2 years by Major League Baseball for sexual assault allegations. Now, different facts, and we're not going to get into the facts. They are graphic. They are disturbing. But the bottom line is, for things for which he was never arrested, for things for which a judge declined to enter a permanent restraining order, he got 2 years.
Yeah.
My point is this.
Right.
We still don't know what the NFL is going to do with Deshaun Watson. And I do know that there are people in the league office that are not advocating kid glove treatment for Deshaun Watson. There are people in the league office that think he shouldn't play at all until the 22 cases are resolved. Paid leave this year, and then we'll get to 23 when the 22 cases are gone.
Jeez.
I don't know what the commissioner is going to do if he suspends him. Everybody assumes it's 4 to 8 games. That narrative sprang up early from the Ben Roethlisberger precedent and kind of baked in. Now, I am told the Dolphins were under the impression it was going to be a 6-game suspension if he settled all the cases, and they traded for him last year. So I don't know why they thought that. Again, I don't know where these assumptions come from. I know the NFL isn't in the business of tipping its hand when it comes to what it plans to do with a guy. It doesn't want to do it. It doesn't want to make any decision and send out any signals until it finds itself in a spot where it has to make a decision. My point is this as it relates to Baker Mayfield. And I heard some discussion about Baker Mayfield over the weekend, and no one said this, which could mean that I'm completely in the wilderness and alone and wrong about this. But Browns may need him. Browns may need Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. I heard Daniel Jeremiah talking about this a little bit.
Browns may need him because Deshaun Watson may be out for the entire season. Then it's Jacoby Brissett. And this is a marriage of convenience. This is come on, you don't like us and we don't want you, and that's fine. But you know what? For this year, we need to set that aside and understand we have a mutual interest in making this work. and you being the best Baker Mayfield you can be, analytics, the odd-numbered years he's good. No, bad. The even-number years he's good. It's an even-number year. Let's go be good. Let's go be good. And you're not our guy in 23, but you could play so well you're someone else's. And that could be how this plays out, that they just keep him and they try to put the toothpaste back in the tube and move forward with Baker Mayfield for 1 year. If Deshaun Watson, and that's why the sooner they know what happens with Deshaun Watson, the better. Because I'm telling you, if Deshaun Watson would get suspended for all the 2022 right now, you're damn right Baker Mayfield's their quarterback this season.
Definitely. It might be the best option for Baker Mayfield for his whole career. Go back with Cleveland, one of the best offensive lines in football, a top 5 defense, the best two-headed monsters at running back in the game, Amari Cooper, David Njoku. I mean, damn, yeah. I mean, I hear you. I wonder, Mike. I do. Maybe that is part of their plans there. I mean, again, if I'm Baker Mayfield and you go, you could play for the Panthers, the Seahawks, or the Browns. Yes, we know the Browns got their issues. You're going to be pissed off, sorry, London, and all that. But, damn, it's going to be the best team. That's for sure. You're going to be on the most secure ground to propel yourself forward to, like what you said, the next big contract, their next big spot. The Trevor Bauer thing made me think big time this weekend. It puts pressure on the NFL, on the Deshaun Watson case, and, man, I'd be shaking in my boots if I was the Cleveland Browns right now. I really would. Because Deshaun Watson misses another year of football, man, you're going to be paying $45 million a year for a guy that hadn't played football in 3 years. Let me just tell you, yeah, he'll be able to go out there, but he ain't going to be like a superstar after missing 2 years of football. You're not going to be getting $45 million a year quarterback type of play right away. And, man, that is – I mean, it's just a crazy situation. And this Trevor Bauer thing does put a little bit more of a spotlight on the NFL.
And people will say, well, why does it matter? The NFL has its own judicial procedure that is premised upon fairness and precedent. Baloney. It's all a PR tool. Let's take a step back and remember what the personal conduct policy is. It is something that the NFL created, so it has a mechanism for addressing fans and media who would say, as to a guy who gets in trouble away from work, why isn't the NFL taking action against him? And the proper response for many employers in this country is, hey, as long as a guy can show up for work, it's not my business. That's between him and the criminal justice system. He's not in jail. He's not arrested. That's between him and whatever happens in court or doesn't happen in court. That's not our concern. We're here to work. It's different, though, when you're talking about a business that's premised on getting the members of the public to show up and give you money and watch your games. There's a much stronger component of, wow, I can't believe they're letting this guy play, even though it really shouldn't. I'm just saying conceptually, and in most workplaces, it doesn't matter. How can it matter? I think in some jurisdictions, you need to be careful about taking action against employees for their off-duty conduct. It doesn't matter. It didn't happen at work. It's between him or her and the authorities.
Right.
But the personal conduct policy is there to provide a mechanism to allow outcomes to match whatever they think the public expectations are. So when Major League Baseball puts Trevor Bauer on the sidelines for 2 years, he's got appeal rights and he denies it, but if it's 2 years, even the fact that they said it's 2 years, whatever happens on appeal, it's out there. Major League Baseball takes a stand and suspends this guy 2 years. That is a factor. It's not going to be the deciding factor, but all of a sudden now, that's a new factor introduced into the NFL's PR-driven analysis of what to do with Deshaun Watson. And Chris, let me throw you another.
Yeah.
Let me throw you another wrinkle here.
Yeah.
There really are owners pissed off at the Browns.
Of course
for
there
going
is.
5 years, $230 million fully guaranteed. They are pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? When the owners are pissed off, who do they complain to? Who do they complain to?
Yeah, the Goodell. Right.
Exactly.
And then
he's hearing it.
Right, yeah.
He's hearing it. He's hearing it. And right or wrong, there's a mechanism. And remember, look, they'll tell you that Roger Goodell is the commissioner for all of football. He's not. He's got 32 constituents. They're the owners. He's got to keep them happy. And if a lot of them are pissed off that the league allowed this, how did you allow that 5-year, $230 million contract? Well, they can do whatever they want. Baloney. The management council tells us what we can and can't do. Why didn't the management council tell them not to do it? I can imagine what these conversations are between the oligarchs and the commissioner. So at some point, well, look at what MLB did to Trevor Bauer, and look at this and look at that. They can justify what. See, that's the thing. They always do whatever they want, however they want, and they worry about working backward later to justify it. My point is this: you got owners who are pissed off about the contract. You got Trevor Bauer going 2 years. You got a real possibility Deshaun Watson's not playing this year. I don't know what the percentage is, but we'd be stupid to not have that on our radar screen. So maybe it's Baker. I mean, wouldn't that be, in a year where all sorts of upside-down crazy stuff has happened, wouldn't that be crazy? But at this point, not really a shock if Baker Mayfield's the quarterback of the Browns this year.
I mean, yeah, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. Even as we say it, and it's like there is some logical aspects, it would be shocking too. I can't lie. Because first of all, I guess just the guy himself, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He'd be tough, as chippy as he is and all that. I don't know if I'd want to bring him in there. And it sounds like they're done with him too, to a degree. I mean, they kind of sent out the signal. So that's where, like, I don't know. But, like, I understand, and I think you're bringing up a good conversation. And like I said, I think I saw Daniel Jeremiah. He kind of brought this up at one point and hit on it. And it makes you think. It does. Makes me think where Cleveland's head at is in this matter, the NFL, Watson, all of that. Carolina obviously tried to make a play. It didn't work out. And then they went, okay, the hell with it. We'll draft Matt Corral. And they got a guy that I think is extremely talented. So we'll see where it goes. But the Cleveland situation, woo. Yeah, the NFL's got some work on its hands there.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.